All right then, ready to go in our next match. Justin Matthews with the break. Remember as well, they were very, very close to a golden break in their match as well against Zak Shepherd and Lee Whitfield. The issue for them has been dry breaks as well, not just bad splits, but no friends either. If they can get their breaks to fire, their fortunes may change. But right now, for this first Scotch frame, it's the Juhaszes who get first poke.
Again, it's not a easy finish that they've got on here. Maybe go the red into the left centre and try and connect them up.
Oh, I think he tried to play that off the yellow, you know. I might be giving him too much credit. He might have just plain missed it. Missing it off the jaw that he did. I do wonder if he tried to flick the yellow out the way, because I think it's in the way of the reds.
The pace he's played it is definitely played it off the yellow. Well, he's tried to, and he may have got second prize, whereby he's not completely opened these reds. So, whilst there is an opportunity at a finish, it's not an easy one. So, the key to this is does the red pass the yellow to the left centre? Cued across it slightly there. As you see, he's just trying to force the cue ball over to be able to take the red into the bottom right.
Yeah, it's a lovely little shot they found, but it was a tough one.
Yeah, it's it's hard to tell when you're not on the shot to see what angle you've got to play with, but it seemed a high tariff shot, and Juhasz is just going to look to try and take control of the frame.
Yeah, one of my favourite nicknames that's adorned the back of a shirt in a little while, the Hungarian Hustler, for Steve Juhasz.
It is a corker, to be honest. It's no danger mouse mind.
No, absolutely not. Lots of turn, I'd imagine, will be coming next, but you've got to hide the white well.
Yeah, maybe for me, I think if you, rather than playing the loss of turn, maybe just play the red on top of the yellow and wait for another opportunity further in the frame to play a loss of turn.
Oh, they've been unlucky there. That is unlucky.
It is, but if I'm being critical, is there any need to pot the ball? Because
yeah, choice of shot was very aggressive.
It's, if the cue ball landed anywhere at the bottom end of the table, what are you going to be on? But this isn't easy.
No, absolutely not. The yellow that's on the break line is definitely an issue.
Yeah, I think that yellow that you've just touched upon, I think maybe that would have been my first ball to pot when I've got ball in hand.
Definitely a case for it. It looks like they feel like they can almost play a kind of plan. Go yellow cushion first and yellow over the pocket, but that's got a little bit of jeopardy to it. And also, where the other one goes is a bit of an issue too. So key shot's going to be played by Josh, which is probably how they'd like it. Not that Steve would ever admit that.
Yeah, maybe play the three ball plant. Maybe I think he's looking at the one where it's in between the gap, but it could tie up the yellow.
Oh well, there we go. They thought they could just sneak that in and barely move the yellow, but there it goes. It moves pretty safe. Have they got an angle where they can potentially play into it?
Well, they could play into, with the cue ball and sort of send the other yellow round the table.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Try and pot that ball almost as a, yeah, just like that. Little unlucky. That was the shot for sure.
They're in a world of trouble here, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, enjoy your next shot, boys. Justin Matthews is going to absolutely lock him up. Could have been tighter, but still a pretty nasty snooker to get out of. And still, obviously, Reds hold all the cards in this frame.
But I've played against Josh before, and I've seen him pull out some wonders.
It's amazing how often you remember those.
Just like that.
He didn't do that against you, did he?
No, I teed him up well. But again, good opportunity here for Ollie and Justin to win the frame. They just need to sort of tighten up with the cue ball a little bit.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out, isn't it? And it's something we talk about a lot on this show on the Monday night. You've always got to play a good shot. It doesn't matter how easy the layout is, and these two will look at these Reds right here and think, oh, we can't miss these. But you've still always got to play a good shot.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously I do a lot of coaching with Teddy and things like that, and if you watch the top players, the best things they do is they do very little travelling with the cue ball, and they make the finishes look easy. Some players will get the finishes, but if they're doing a lot of travelling, it's just not the same. But that red just went in the middle, and it's a nice positional shot by Justin. They should be taking a 1-0 lead here. And a big chunk of the match clock's already gone.
And crucially, sometimes, you know, we can split hairs and be critical and go, oh, they've made it a bit difficult for themselves, but they won the frame, and that is by far and away the most important thing for right now.
Yeah, definitely. And you see, they're both they're enjoying themselves out there, which is good to see. I mean, they've lost the first match, but if I'm in Justin and Ollie's shoes, you're naturally thinking that Eddie and Dylan are probably going to win their next match. So in theory, it's still in their hands because they're going to be playing Eddie and Dylan last. So you can look at it and go, we've win this match and definitely back in the match in the night.
Josh really does belt that break, doesn't he?
He's crunched it. Every one so far tonight.
And that was, you know, a bit of a miss hit. When the cue ball's hit below the right centre pocket, and look at the power he still managed to get through the pack. What a great split as well. First shot was the key. It's come out okay. He'd have probably loved to have bumped the 8-ball a little further into the middle of the table, but I think it still goes. So he may elect to move it again, or he may elect to keep it where it is.
They've changed the order as well in this match. If you remember that Steve went first in the first singles of the last one, so
yeah, I think a little bit of insider knowledge. I think that was always their plan. I think if we remember back to their match, and they seemed a bit confused at the order. I have a suspicion that they wanted to actually do it this way around. They wanted Josh to be player one.
Yeah, which is a surprise, because if you're technically the away pairing, what people tend to do is put their better player playing the second set of the first singles, because then they'll end up playing, as you said earlier, 3 in a row, and it's very rare you get through the 7 frames on the 20-minute match clock anyway, so you're sort of guaranteeing your best player playing the most frames. Whereas obviously with Josh going first here, apart from the Scotch doubles, he's only going to be coming on in the last singles, which it might not even get to.
Yeah, now, you know, there's two ways you can look at it. Maybe you know, it's Steve's first time on TV, and they want to get him out there and get him some table time, and it's there for the experience, less about the do or die winning attitude. Or maybe Steve just saying, I'm the older one, I'll do the legwork.
Yeah.
I'll take the mantle.
Steve was the one who was potting the 8-balls in the first match, so.
Oh, he's played a lovely shot there, Josh. As mentioned, that 8-ball was awkward, but you could not be better on it.
No, he's gone through this finish brilliantly.
Yeah, been a player that I've really enjoyed watching over the last couple of years, Josh Juhasz, because you've almost been able to see, almost in real time, him get better. He was always a fantastic player on the Challenger Series, but it's so hard, as you know, from coming up from the Challengers to the Pro ranks, it's so hard to find your feet. I know he struggled with that in the early stages of Season 1, but he's now just almost settled. He's got his knees under the table, and you feel like he's competitive.
Yeah, and I think that's why on the Pro Series, why you're seeing so many different winners this year, and you're having so many breakout players making deep runs, is because a lot of the players are realising, just don't fear anyone, just play your game. And we're seeing, as you've touched quite a few of the players, everyone seems to be upping their game tournament on tournament.
Well, I don't care who you are, whether you're a young player on the Next Gen Series, whether you're a 10-year-old, whether you're a pro player, and whether you've been around for decades, it is always hard to win when you can't make a ball on the break, and that is something that both Oliver Goddard and Justin Matthews are having to deal with here. Yeah,
they're just not getting enough balls moving. Maybe they should look at what Josh is doing and go on the front ball break. You can see why they're doing the cut break, but Steve's looking like he's going around these very well. It's a great shot.
I don't think someone's told Steve that it's only 15 seconds in the last 5 minutes of the match, but he's getting about them quickly. Here's the Hungarian hustler.
No, and if you can get this plant right, I think he's got to play the plant, and if you can get this right, he's good opportunity to hustle his way through the frame, but just...
It was tough. He was a little unlucky with how he landed off that shot to the bottom right, because he played a lovely part. But yeah, just didn't quite get his cue ball perfect. Well, he got out there, big chance. It probably needs to go.
Needs to be on it just enough so he's not bridging. He needs to play this one and just pump the cue ball out, and he wants to be around about the middle of the table. It's a nice shot. If that yellow doesn't pass the left centre, he's got to play a good shot and bring the cue ball all the way down the table here on this. Does go.
Played a really good shot there.
Yeah, the only thing I may have, like, he's obviously choice of route, but while he was on it then, the shot before, he could have take the 3 at the bottom and then use the one at the top end of the table for his last ball. Now he's still in control, but he's got to play a nice positional shot here to make sure he doesn't leave himself straight on the one on the bottom rail.
Oh, he looks a bit straight.
And this makes this shot a little bit harder. Can he just manipulate the cue ball out slightly so he's only got to roll his last yellow in? Nice.
Yeah, that's okay. I was going to say he did want a low-ish angle. You just don't want to be doing too much with the cue ball on this shot, but this is okay for Oliver Goddard.
Yeah, he looks a steady player, Ollie. He's gone about this very, very assured, and just got softly caress this cue ball in, and should be onto the 8 ball into the left centre.
Yeah, just kill this in off the thick part of the jaw, and your work is done. Although it looks like he's going the other way. Yeah, going up the middle of the table, trusting his bounce. It could have been kinder.
This is thin.
And this is all part of that cluster of shots where he said don't be straight on the one on the bottom, and that's ultimately what's caused the issue.
Yeah, he's I think just got to commit to a very thin 8 ball here. Cue ball's travelling. This is a big chance for Steve now to take a 2-0 lead. Problem is, what's his angle like on this one? It's okay.
Yeah, that was the shot. Interesting to see Josh come up and play coach. They joked about this in their interview earlier.
Does the dad listen to the son now? I know mine wouldn't.
I was going to say, how's your experience of that?
I won't comment on here.
He's got himself a nice angle here to land behind this red. Around the angles he goes. Yeah, very nice. Lovely shot.
There you see the nickname. This april's big.
He'd have loved to have come across a little bit more. He's looking at the bottom right.
Josh covered his eyes then.
Oh, now then. And he's got away with it, has he? Has he got away with it?
If he get. He was so close.
And he hasn't got away with it. He gets the 8-ball. I thought for a second that Steve Juhasz had played an incredible shot and was going to require only to go one cushion, but no, he didn't get away with it. Miss an 8-ball at this level, and it almost certainly should be the end of the frame for you. And well, it wasn't for Ollie, it was for Steve.
Yeah, and a bit. I'm chuffed for Ollie, and you see Josh there, before he played the 8-ball, he covered his eyes. He really wanted that for his dad. Like you say, it's fine margins, 2-1 Goddard and Matthews as we enter the Scotch doubles frames now. And as we see on the match clock, there's 4 minutes left, and we talked about it earlier. The next singles after this will be Steve and not Josh.
8-ball flying. It's going to stay on the table. It was a great break though from Steve, and a really good chance. Really good chance.
And this is a good opportunity on reds. Neither team wants a draw, so we've got to be looking at this and going, well, especially the Juhaszes have got to be looking at this and go, we need 2 frames in 3 minutes 40. We need to hurry up a little bit. Try to clear these up as quick as possible and leave at least, if you can, about 2 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, it's the other pairing breaking next. They've not been breaking that strongly. There's still hope for a win here for the Jazzes. We've seen Steve. Shot clock isn't going to be a problem for him. He's fine flying around the table.
Josh needed to leave him an angle there. Don't think he's left him too much. So can Josh clip this red into the left centre and hold the cue ball enough? He's played that well. He's okay.
That was an excellent shot from Josh Juhasz. Oh, Steve. I think he's just tried to get a little bit greedy with that shot. He could afford to just roll it in.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think because he gets down so quick, Josh probably wants to say something, but he doesn't want to knock him out of his rhythm either.
Yeah, because that red over the centre pocket was just waiting from the top left. You could just afford to roll it in, leave the cue ball where it was. Same again with the last reds. It was all there for them.
You see Justin pointing his finger where he wants these to go in, and they found their route and they've already picked which way they're going about it.
Yeah, and for these two here, they can actually, in a strange way, on a 15-second shot clock, take their time a bit. Use the beeps. Take time out of the match. They're ahead, and they should win this frame.
Justin's just got to play one good shot here and just make sure he can force the cue ball out. It's okay. So, always got a choice to either stun off the side rail, but he could snooker behind the red, or just roll it in and hold the cue ball on the red.
Played safety first there, didn't he? Played a bit more than he maybe needed to. If that red wasn't there, but this is okay. This for a 3-1 lead, basically unassailable. And it falls in. Oh
my. Justin Matthews using all the pocket.
Well, the Seagull has nicked the Juhasz's chips. Oh, goodness me. Lucky boy. And for the Juhasz's, that should be the dagger. They basically need a golden break here, but they're not breaking. That's the issue.
And the next gen boys are still in the night.
I love that Steve Juhasz is still standing, absolutely prepared for a dry break to go hammer and tong at these.
Well, obviously they've changed the front ball break. Look at the connections, a lot better, and finally gets a ball, but not the best split.
That's fine though in this scenario. 35 seconds left, just pot a couple of open balls. This match is over. And Justin Matthews and Oliver Goddard, 16 and 17 years old, are going to get themselves a big win in the 𝗠𝗏𝘀𝗀𝗃𝗏. And they are going to ask the question. This night still very much could be in their hands.
Justin's doesn't fancy the buzzer beater, so he's just going around and doing his lap of honour.
Yeah, correct choices from Justin Matthews, as there has been for plenty of this match. What a pot that was, by the way. As they end it, as the horn sounds, it's a win for the next gen. Justin Matthews and Oliver Goddard stay alive in the Pairs Cup, as Josh and Steve Juhasz fall by the wayside. It's the winners from round one coming up next, as Dylan Leary and Eddie Barker are back in action, taking on Shepherd and Whitfield.